All right, so I formally welcome you all to this project support session for AppDev 2 project course for Jan 23 term. So in the previous session or in the last session, we already have discussed all the aspects of the problem statement. We walked through each and every slide that is given to you as a problem statement. We discussed about the frameworks that one must use in order to implement that application. No other framework should be used outside whatever has been mentioned in that second slide of the problem statement. Apart from that, we discussed in detail about what all features are required, what all are the core requirements recommended, and the optional requirements as far as this project is concerned. Please do let me know in case any one of you is having any doubts from the previous discussion that we had with respect to the project guidelines or the requirements. Just wanted to mention one more thing. I would suggest you to please go through the guidelines document for this terms project, as there have been several changes as compared to the last terms project guidelines. So I would just suggest you to get yourself familiar with those new changes so that it doesn't surprise you when you basically move forward with your project submission and all. The project guidelines are already available on the project portal, and I hope you all have access to it. So yeah, I would suggest you to please go through that a 5 or 6 page guidelines document, probably on a quick note. That should be sufficient enough for you. All right, so I was asking about if any one of you is having query from the last session in understanding any core, optional, or recommended requirements for this project, or in case you are facing difficulty in understanding what a feature is asking for, or how is that, or how is it is supposed to be implemented. Okay, so I'll take this silence as no. That means you don't have any probably doubts from the previous session. So for this session, I hope you all understand that this is a project support session. So it is not something similar to what you see in the regular courses. This session is supposed to be majorly driven by you all, by the learners, whoever are going to join this session, because we don't have the content from our side to be covered in these sessions, but this is especially for taking all of your doubts that you are basically encountering while implementing or working on your project. So that is what this session is specially kept for. So I would suggest you to please ask your doubts in case you are having any. In case you are facing difficulties in getting started for your project, please do let us know. We'll try to assist you in the best possible way. May I know if any one of you who is present in this call is having any questions with respect to the project?
For me, no, sir, because as of now, I have not started the project. As you mentioned, that there is some dependency of week 8.
No, there is no dependency of week 8. See, for week 8, you may be needing that token-based authentication to implement in your API, but you can even get your API done. You can even get your front end done. The token-based authentication scheme can be introduced later to your project implementation. That's not a dependency, is what I would say.
Okay, then I need to now means like next month only I have to start. I will start because next week we have exam.
Okay. Yeah, all right. That is fine. Sure. Yes, Puneet, you raised. Sorry, is there anything else?
Okay, I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
I have a collection for users for posts in my project on the client side. What is a good way to implement a broadcast way that if a user is added or a post is added, I want to tell the client to come and refresh the data?
Okay, so I would suggest you to use SSEs there. But I guess SSEs are not yet introduced. Let me see in which week they will get introduced.
SSE, I can search for it, sir. Not a problem. I'll look for it. So
there is something known as server-sent events. So,
okay.
Whenever you find that there is any update on the backend and you want the client to appraise about it, then you can simply, basically send a update to the client's end, and based on that, the client can refresh their screen or whatever it is. Let me give you an example as well.
Sure.
I'm not sure if most of you would be using it, but I use it quite often whenever I want to see the scoreboard or any latest updates for a cricket match. So I use an app called CricBuzz. So what happens is that as the game moves forward, what it does is it basically pushes update about each and every ball that is being bowled in the game. So I don't really need to refresh that CricBuzz screen by myself. It automatically pushes that update for me. Even if I update, it may give me that update a little bit faster. But even if I don't refresh my entire CricBuzz that website or that page, probably there may be a delay of some seconds, but it is going to push that new ball update for me automatically without me refreshing that page explicitly.
Okay, that's exactly what I want. So, okay. So this is server-side events, and this will be covered in the course also, right?
Yes, they are. I'll have to get you the week number. I don't know.
I can check previous terms notes and look it up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that is fine.
Right. Okay.
I think they will be covered in week 10, if I'm not wrong. They will come in week 10.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Is there any other question that any one of you has? Let Flask Python 2. See, if you will ask for my suggestion, I would never work with blobs as far as the images are concerned. I will try to implement it using the traditional file system as far as possible. I won't like working with blobs as such. This is purely my personal suggestion. If you want, you can still go ahead with blobs. I don't mind it. But yeah, this is what my personal suggestion is. File system means you have to store your images in the traditional file system and then send those images as in when it is required to your front end. Okay, is there any other initial question that anyone has? I am assuming that most of you have not yet get started with the project, as the quiz is also there on the way the next week. So I'm assuming that most of you would start working on your project after the quiz one. Okay, so just a quick update from my end as well. The AppDev 1 and 2 project results for September term, they have now pushed to your dashboards. You can probably navigate to your dashboards to see your score. The emails about the same have been... Yeah, sorry?
Rajesh said, wow, thank you.
Okay. All right. The emails are also on their way. You should be getting the emails about the results probably by the end of the day today. But the results are already there on your dashboard. You can have a look at them. Yes, Chaitanya, this is the requirement this time that your APIs must be protected. So Chaitanya and Puneet, do you have any more questions with respect to the project?
So I will bring them up next week after the quiz.
Yeah, sure. It is fine.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Chaitanya. Aruna and Rishabh, do you have any questions with respect to the project?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay.
Is it possible to shift this session later in the evening? Most of us are either working or in classes at this time.
So we decided the schedule of these type of sessions based on an internal poll. I don't
Okay.
know
Okay.
how would that work because we took suggestions from a small chunk of learners, and this is what we basically finalized after that. But looks like we'll have to do that poll on a large scale and see what time will suit the best.
Sure. For me, I think we got a lot of people attending closer to the deadline. So that also makes a difference. We are too far away from the deadline.
Yeah, that is true.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
Sure. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, so Chaitanya, if you have no more questions, you can also probably drop off. I would stay there for some time and see if anyone chips in and has any query. Yeah, sure. Sure. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah. Balavira, may I know if you have any questions?
Satish sir, actually, regarding the target date of that project, uh, is it
Regarding the
extended or it is same? Submission date of project.
okay, you mean the submission deadline?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess I have already given you the information about this. So if you or anyone has completed the AppDev2 theory course in one of the previous terms, then for such type of people, the deadline remains the same, that is March 31st. And for those who are doing this AppDev2 theory course in this term itself, along with the project course, for them, it has been extended by a week. And the new deadline for such people is April 9.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Pandita, do you have any questions?
Yes, actually, I had submitted it. Like I'm the professionally degree admitted student, so I had submitted and I had done the level 2 Viva on the 11th, I think. But when we'll have quiz ones this weekend, and there hasn't been any result that has been done. So, like, can we consider it as like pass, fail?
So what you're saying is you are currently in the degree level, you have been given a provisional admission for the same, and you have appeared for your AppDev2 project in the September term or in Jan term?
Jan term. My level 2 Vivas were done on the 11th of Feb.
Can you please have me with your roll number?
21 F. Should I say it here?
It's okay, fine.
21 F 100 11 77.
Just a minute, let me check. All right. So may I know what your question was? Can you please repeat it once again for me?
Sir, as quiz ones will be conducted on this weekend and we haven't been given any indication about the results, so can we consider that we are okay to give the exam on the weekend? Or
yes, I can see your results. You have successfully passed your level 2 Viva as well. So yes, you can go ahead with your degree level courses. I guess those who have failed the projects in the Jan term and they were supposed to, dropped off on the degree level courses, that process is under process. But I guess for you, it is fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are on the safe side. Yeah. Your results, I guess, won't be released, right? So results will only be released once all the Vivas of the term are over. Right? Because we have to keep waiting for the plagiarism checks, right, for all the submissions.
So in that case, I should not put up the project on GitHub, I think, like till this whole...
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
Please, yes, please be cautious about this. Until and unless you don't get a grade for your course this term, that is Jan term for AppDev2, please don't share your code with anybody by any means.
Okay, sir.
We have seen that people sharing their code even after the deadline, but according to the procedure, even one gets an additional time of a couple of days or something to submit their improved version of the project in case they fail the validation check or level 1 Viva or something. And we see that the other person shared their code, thinking that the deadline is already over. And this is how their code was, exposed to the outside world, and they both were caught for the plagiarism.
Yes, I understand. So, like, I should not put it up till the next semester starts, right?
See, I cannot assure you when all the Vivas will get over of this term, but as soon as you get your grade, you are okay to, push your project to whatever repository you want.
Okay, sir.
Right. To the best of my knowledge, I guess your grades won't be released until and unless all the Vivas of the term are over. But in case they are released, please wait for all the Vivas to get over. Right? Because this may happen that for you people who have already completed and passed the projects in Jan term and are already given provisional admission to the degree level, it may happen that your scores may get released, but in case it happens, please don't publish your project or don't push it anywhere to any public repository until and unless all the vivas of the term are over. Please get an official confirmation from one of the instructors that all the vivas are now over before pushing it to any other repository.
Okay, sir. Like, if in any case, just to be safe that laptop may have some issue or something, if I push it to GitHub in a private,
make sure it's a private repository. Yes.
Private repository is okay, no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Balavira, do you have any other question apart from the deadline one that you asked initially?
Nothing else, sir. Nothing.
Okay, nothing as of now. All right.